Hello people, and welcome back to part 9 of Palaven, our vanilla Cities Skylines build. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And at last time out we worked, actually no, before last time out, we have a new microphone, finally. Might be a couple of little issues as we get used to the new sound settings, but from my initial testing, seems to be okay. And yeah, hopefully you guys will notice a difference in the sound quality moving forward. I'm still waiting for a few more pieces of equipment to arrive, like a pop shield. And like the little fluffy covers for the microphone. But I wanted to record today anyway, so we're going to do it like this. Yeah, so let me know if you guys can notice a difference, and let me know what kind of tweaks you want on your end. From my initial testing, it seems to be okay, but everyone's devices are different, I suppose. But last time out, we worked in our university, and since then, I've added in a bunch of car parks. This is exactly the same. Oh, there's someone's died. That's sad. So this is exactly the same trick that we used over on the town centre right here. These are the 2x4 green city lots, and these have a chance of generating as something called the Edison hypercharger. If you put a bunch of them together, then you get kind of a big car park. And we actually had a comment in the episode saying, you know, you should put some car park in here. I'd actually already done it off camera, so great minds and all that. I think it works quite nicely up against our aquatic centre here. And yeah, there is also something we forgot to add in. From the campus DLC, which someone pointed out because it's right at the end of the menu, and I did forget to add it in. So the police academy. So with each kind of campus area, you get 3 kind of unique buildings that can only be placed once. For the technology university, these are the police academy, the School of Tourism and Travel, and the School of Engineering. So during the studies, cadets work with police officers and also keep an eye on the jail cell occupants, increasing patrol car count, jail capacity, and police department efficiency. Obviously, the faculty increases campus attractiveness, as most things do, and requires the trade school campus area. So this building is going to directly affect all of the police stations within our city. This is one of my most favourite things about campus. Each of the university types has 3 of these things. Like the School of Tourism and Travel increases income from all commercial zones, and you know, super good. We'll dive into those once we get to them. But I think because it's such kind of a massive, big, important building, I want it focused around this almost little central spot we've got going on with the car park. So we're going to squeeze it in. So let's draw that little path out, and then we'll go ahead and grab our police academy, and then we'll place this in. So super impressive, fantastic looking asset. I think this is going to help create a nice bit of like courtyard vibes around this kind of central spot in the university, where people can get on and off the cycling paths and also kind of enjoy the car park in here. Yeah, university is coming on wonderfully, and we will definitely return here. Probably in we'll probably do 2, maybe 1 or 2 more episodes on this, depends how it flows. But yeah, we've hit our academic work, but we need this residential expansion now to get more students. Then we'll be looking forward to another university episode very shortly. But let's get on with today's episode, which involves coming over here. So there's been a couple of new commercial buildings come in, and I want to make sure that these are staying historical, because there are some rather ugly looking assets. 2 cemeteries are full, that's fine. Also added in 2 more here. We'll tidy this up again once we unlock the crematorium and we can clear them out. And then there's another 3x3 right here. So there was a couple of assets that I generated that I had made historical that were looking a little bit nasty. So just cleared them out. So this space that we're going to be working with today will probably take it up to about here. And then all of this space will become a nice green city zoning, but we want to make sure we are working with some relatively flat terrain for this. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do first. So very similar to what we did at the start of last episode, kind of terraforming our little highway here. I want to make sure we have that kind of same idea running alongside this one, the ring road that's going to run around the edge of this little bit of town. So I'm just going to create myself a flat ridge that runs along here. You know, it's nice to work with these different heights as you see roads kind of going up against one another. At least I am a fan of it. And we'll do some some softening of the terrain as well, just to help even it out a little bit more. We'll kind of bring it up to a lip here, then come into our softened terrain, and then just smoothen a little bit of it out. And again, we've got some really nasty terrain here, so you can kind of see, you know, this would be, but you could totally build on this, but it would be very ugly. You know, lots of different kind of mismatched heights and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna give myself kind of a base layer, like all on one level, and then I can terraform around that once I know what I want to do. We'll probably push this ridge up as well, and then bring it level with tram stop here. We do want to add a tram line into this network as well. It'll probably be a separate one. I guess we'll see. So that's going to be my little flat plateau here, I guess. Now, there'll be some nice opportunity for detailing as well. I actually wonder if we should elevate the ring road at this point. Because it's starting to come down towards the river. We can get some nice details around that, so I think we might actually do that. Again, it's going to be a nice little change in the riverbank as well. I do want to do some river detailing. Almost like some little islands that are going to sit in the water. So I think we will do that at some point. For right now, I think that's going to be okay. We can get on with bring out the district. So we're going to be working with green cities today. Not for the first time in Palaven. We have done a little bit of green cities before. Alongside the town centre. But what we're going to do is make a dedicated green cities area today. So I'm just going to roughly paint out everything that I want. This will probably do. And then we'll trim it back a little bit along here as well. We don't want these zoning tiles to become green cities. We'll leave these as regular commercial. Super. So we painted out our district here. And now what we want to do, we're going to give it the self-sufficient buildings, which are the green cities buildings, which we've yet to use. And of course we have used the organic and local produce a couple of times. This is going to be our little green cities district. Oh, we also had there was a good suggestion of names. We went for the Palaven Institute of Technology. It's kind of the most professional sounding. However, shout out to Prepared to Exams University. That comment really got me. I laughed for a good 5 minutes at that. So yeah, we went for the more professional, sensible option. So thanks for all the suggestions on the name of the university. You guys feel free to name our little green cities square as well. Super, so let's begin to map out a road network that's going to span into this. So, looking from the town centre, we need to work on a transition, right? So we have it on this side right here. We've got our nice little open parkland with the trams. And we also have some little stores here. And this side we've got some nice decorating with the elder care centre and the little pathways. So this is all quite nice. So we'll go ahead and draw out, let's just come out by... Let's go for 10 for right now. Let's take off the road guideline. I think what I want here is maybe like a big emergency services building. So I was taking a look and I think what we might go for is going to be the fire helicopter depot. So it obviously houses firefighting helicopters and they can reach fires with no road access and avoid traffic jams. It comes with the Natural Disasters DLC, but it's a pretty impressive looking building. So in terms of looking at this from the town centre, I think it adds quite an industrial vibe into the area. It's also got some nice trees on it as well, you know, it kind of comes with its own little kind of map-themed treed assets, and I'm a big fan of it. It's got this nice fence up alongside the road too. And it's also going to help us, you know, fight fires. So I think we're going to have the fire helicopter depot on this side of the town centre. And it fits in perfectly against the primary school as well. Okay, so let's work on getting that tram line up into this part of town. So I think we'll bring out a single tram track this way. You can probably even make this one way because we'll bring the tram down here, I imagine. Okay, let's work with that idea. Bring the tram in and we'll take it up to there for right now. Maybe a touch further. Okay, and then let's grab that road. We'll bring the road in. So yeah, very green, very nice, and lots of cute details in this particular area. So I want to formulate almost like a mini town centre. around this. I think that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and draw up a couple of roads either side of this. So I want to leave 4 tiles in between. And then that should give me enough room to place in some park plazas up alongside the road. So I think we'll go for one of them. You could totally turn this into a parkland if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that today. But the option is there if you want. This will be a really nice centerpiece for our Green Cities district. The park plazas look really good. I'm a big fan of the park plazas. Let's draw our tram line out a little bit further, just so we have a little base to snap onto. Bring a road around there, and then box those in. And then this will just have, you know, you're going to get trams stopping in here. People moving around. It's going to look really busy. No, it's not like a main town centre. It's nothing kind of on this scale, you know. But just a nice little neighbourhood square for our trams to operate from. So just kind of thinking about how I want the tram network to actually flow around this part of town. I think I'm actually going to move the fire helicopter depot over to this corner. So it's still factored into our town centre. And again, it works really nicely as a corner building, you know, because it's got these little wire fences around it. This also works really nicely on the main street as well with the little entrance it's got going on here. And then what we'll do with this space is we'll make almost like another mini one of these for our trams to stop rather than having them stop on the main road. I guess we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's redraw in some of our roads here. Well, guess we'll have our sound overlay on. Okay, so let's go for about there. The Sims will have a natural sound tolerance, but what we'll do is we'll surround this thing with trees, and trees actually do block sound in cities. So what we'll do is we'll have the tram come back down through this way, just by rotating one-way roads. And then he'll turn into a tram road here. And then halfway there. And then what we'll do is we'll bring out the tram loop here, I think. I'll make sure that I factor this little section of town into the rest. We'll have a nice little... Guess we'll try that again. We'll go with the road guideline. Bring this out. And then we'll bring this one down. And then just a very smooth curve. Now, I guess we can have this one as tree roads. We'll maybe go for the grass. So there's a little bit of a transition, right? And then again, this is going to create us another box for our zoning. I want to make sure we have a few tiles free here and there, just so we have some room for some path decoration to come through in the neighbourhood. And then we'll draw the tram track out from this point. There's just some slight curves in the tram road, and we can definitely do some, you know, more of that false parkland green belt stuff that's gonna sit here. We're definitely not going to be leaving it empty. And again, with those spaces, we'll just make sure that we have some zoning squares available. And that'll be okay. We'll do a little bit of open space within this area for our decoration, of course. And then we'll bring one out from here as well. Make sure we continue to factor in that tram line. So right here, what I'm going to do is, I think we'll bring 2 tram lines parallel with one another, and then really nice opportunity for our Sims to switch between the different lines. So we'll kind of draw them up from one tram stop to the other. We'll have that one right there. Again, more opportunity for detailing through here. Yeah, it's not all road network. The Sims are going to be able to walk along these. It's all about the walkability of the city, right? And then I guess from this point now, let's come on to... Now I'm definitely thinking from the river here, I want to have some houses that overlook the river. Eventually the downtown's going to be here as well, so we want to factor in that view. You know, what are they going to be looking at? So we'll have the tram line that kind of runs in front of it. I think that'll be quite fancy. And again, we can bring it up from this direction. Then we can have a nice little curve that comes in like that. So it's going to be really cool to kind of see the trams moving along the cliff here. You know? See them going back and forth. We've got a couple of different layers here. Happy with that, I think. Fantastic. So let's bring out some more road networks here. I want to make sure that we get those zoning squares in. So we'll have the path. Let's go for there. So these tiles along here are going to be our nice riverfront houses, right? I've left myself a tile in between for some detailing, as always. We'll have a very small little curve like that. That looks a little bit janky, doesn't it? Okay, maybe we just go for the straight connection. So it's almost mirroring the tram line, you know? I think that'd be quite nice. And then again, all we've got to do through here. If we bring this through, how many zoning tiles are we going to break? It is quite a lot. So I think what we'll do is we'll start to paint out these kind of inner squares. Maybe bring that one up there like that. And then we'll go for some very slight curvage here. Just like that. Again, I'm maintaining those big 4x4 tiles along the waterfront here. I'm happy with that. Now let's bring this one up to a close about there. That should be wonderful. Then maybe just a couple of dead-end roads here and there. We can afford to bring this one down as well. So what we've got there is a really basic neighborhood layout with trams factored into it quite heavily. You know, they're going to be getting all around here. There'll be plenty of path networks that connect people from different roads to one another. Now we'll start to see something generating here. So first of all, let's go ahead and get the trams moving around. Of course, this will now need to be tram road, so we'll connect that up. And then we'll start it from here. So there'll be one tram stop there. And then we'll stop him. We'll stop him here. So we'll factor that into that kind of greenbelt parkland that's going on. And then we'll have another one here. So again, you know, remember every kind of 2 to 3 blocks is a good barometer for your trams. These two might even be a little bit close, but you know, just for the aesthetic touch, I want people to kind of move in and around from this tram stop right here. And then what we'll do is we'll have, see if we can get this one roughly in the middle, and we'll go for right there. Super. And again, I want them to stop in the middle of town here as well. And then one more right there. So these two right here, they're probably too close. Oh, well, not probably, they are too close, but from the aesthetic point of view, I'm happy for them to be there. Let's go ahead and catch those trams as they come out. Here they are. So we'll stop it. We'll give it a nice little, almost white colour, I suppose. We already have a white tram though, don't we? Maybe we go for almost like a little, like a luminescent green. I think we'll go with something a little bit different. Maybe, how about kind of like a dark purple tram? Maybe even a lightish one. Almost like a little bit of pink, you know? Yeah, let's go for the pink. I guess we'll see how it looks once it's flowing around all the buildings, won't we? Super. So we'll start to get some zoning in here. So all around our little main square here, I'm going to want some commercial. Now there are a couple of different assets that spawn in with Green Cities commercial zoning that are great for detailing just in themselves. So we'll get our main squares fleshed out here and then we'll begin to see what generates. Again, I want to be kind of very particular about what's going to spawn here. So this building's really nice kind of town centre vibes to it. We'll have that one in. Not happy with the duplicate buildings at the top here. We'll just have one of those in. Eco market. Healthy weeds. We always love a healthy weeds store on the channel. Again, there's another healthy weeds in, so we might take him away. So, you know, just be very selective about your zoning. There's another one coming there as well. Let's maybe have a 4x3 on that corner. And again, we want to save room for those pathways that are going to flow through this section. And we'll hopefully begin to see a nice little green cities theme develop here. Now, see, for this one right here, I'm not sure if I want this to face this side of the road. I think I might. Not sure. I guess we'll kind of see. And then one more in there as well. And then we have the space here to factor those paths in. It's all about saving space, right? Okay. So, you know, I'm going around making these historical. You don't need to. Because they only have one level. So really, I don't even know why I'm doing that. I guess it's force of habit, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not too sure I'm feeling the pink tram anymore now it's in amongst all this green. I think we will have to go for a greenish tram, won't we? What are the current colour of the tram lines at the moment? Let's take a look. Let's go for our lines overview. And so we've got a grey, green. Okay, yeah, let's maybe change it. How about like a nice dark navy blue? I don't know. Maybe get some suggestions for the colour of the tram in the comments, unless I settle on something before the end of the episode. So assets like this, you know, really nice kind of detail options available to us. You can even just go for the 1x1s, like zoning 1x1 commercial. This is something I never usually do, especially with no specialization. But you know, the green cities assets, they just look so nice. You're gonna get these little kind of stores in like this. It's like a little shed. Almost looks like it's part of the public market, you know. Like a little hipster cafe that's made out of a container and string. You know, that kind of place. Okay, let's go ahead and get some zoning in for residential. We're good for water. So again, I'm going to be very specific about the zonings that I want here. I want 4x4s in. Just because we're going to get the best looking assets. 4x4s and 3x4s, you know. Tend to be my favourites. I'm going to get one in there as well. Let's get another one in right there. Now they're all crying out for workers, so this is good. Go ahead and get all these in. So the ones within the middle of the town are fine, but you know, I'm going for a very distinct look along the riverfront here, so I'm going to carefully zone these. But for all these guys, I'm happy for them to just grow as they want. Here we go for some stuff in here. I tend to stick to the larger squares, you know. And then we'll have some in there as well. All along here. I guess this whole block can just become residential. And right here. And that should be enough for one go. We'll throw in these as well. Now that their little neighbours have moved in. Okay, I still don't know how I feel about the blue tram either. It's a difficult choice, isn't it? Got some nice little curves in the road here as well. Take a little look around. But yeah, the green cities housing is just really is fantastic, you know. Yeah, the art team did a fantastic work of designing these. Although I mentioned this in my kind of DLC ranking video for cities, that for cold green cities, some of the low densities are a little bit brown. I guess it's all kind of modern and eco, isn't it? Yeah, starting to grow out a little bit now. So we've satisfied a bunch of our residential demand, so we can continue on with the commercial. So I think what we'll do is we'll throw in a park life asset here along the main road, as always. Let's go for... Chessboard will be too big, right? Yeah. We've already got the plazas in, so maybe we just go for... Yeah, okay, let's throw in a cafe and then some zoning. So mix and match around the tram stop, right? We'll wait to see what spawns in there. Have a look at those path networks. So we want one that's going to be round here and round here as well, and also coming from this direction. So what we'll do is we'll run with our bike path design again. May even, yeah, what we'll do is we'll factor in our cycle highway into this part of the town as well. So let's actually do that now. So we'll go with bicycle lanes. And then it comes out from here, doesn't it? Yeah, so this is the cycle highway currently. Let's expand it in this fashion. Let's come out from this point. And then we'll come right through the middle of town. Up to here. And then we'll cut through down there. And then we can hook it into these cycleways along there. That's going to be wonderful. Let's go ahead and upgrade that road again back to the regular one. See what we've got coming in here. Looks like we've got another little public market asset that's coming alongside our cafe. With the Green City stuff, I would be inclined to use the nature reserve path with decorations, just because it looks a little kind of more organic and green. And I think we'll have another big 4x4 on this corner as well. I think that's what we'll go with. Maybe towards the town centre we'll use the park path with decorations. I guess we'll just kind of see which ones are going to work nicely here. Just going to go for the grid and the angle. I think, you know, you've got the concrete in there as well. It's alright, I think. I can enjoy the occasional park path, but for Green City stuff, and the kind of general green belt and park detailing, I do prefer the nature reserve with decorations. I don't know, let me know which one you guys prefer for the area. I think this just looks a lot more organic, you know? Like it's just paths that have been trodden over time as opposed to ones that have been laid by the city. You know, with all the concrete and the trees and whatnot. You see now lots of people moving around this little central plaza. Get some nice vibes here as well. Do some bushes along the side here too in the detailing session. Then what we'll do now is we'll bring our path up this way and also extend it down this side and into there. And then likewise with this as well. And then also through this direction. And then we'll do something nice here. We'll have path and bike. And we can get some nice detail in here as well. Now look how we're kind of looking from this approach right here. You know, looking down the road. That terraforming helped create us another little layer of height, which is fantastic. We definitely need to tidy up this as well. This at the end to this suburb is very blunt. Yeah, we'll have to do something with that. So we're not far away from that next population milestone now. Let's continue with them. I wonder, do we want any high density in here? Maybe towards the town centre. Because the Green City's high density residential looks really, really nice. It does. Again, we'll continue our little path pattern here. That'll be fine for right there. Maybe one down here as well. Do some detail in here too. Let's have a look at some park assets. Let's come into our stuff. So we want to maybe stick to this end. We'll go for a Japanese garden would be quite nice. A Japanese garden will work wonderfully. We may even go for... So under the medical stuff, there's some nice things as well. We don't have the yoga garden yet, but we will in very shortly. But yeah, let's continue satisfying a bunch of this residential demand. Let's go for right here. And then along here as well, start to fill out this corner. Maybe take off some of these odd shapes along the side. And then in here as well. So I think maybe towards the town centre, like one there. on here as well. So I want this to maintain its small town feel, but I think maybe just the odd little tower of flats wouldn't hurt. Don't know. I'll have to wait till they come in. So they're not gonna go too. That one might be too tall. I think we can get away with it, but we'll have to detail it though. We'll have to be very selective with what assets actually come in. I think maybe we go for these and we face them towards the town centre. Because these are the ones that we used in the cliffside town in Bergusia. These ones are nice as well. I just look at the assets that the Green Cities gives you. It gives your city such a massively different vibe, you know. I'm pretty sure Green Cities is free on Xbox at the moment as well, which is tasty. Okay. So, I think we'll go for these. So these are 3x3s. Oh, we hit small city. Fantastic news. That's going to give us at level 6. We got trains as well. Very exciting indeed. Monorails and cable cars. Love a monorail system. We'll definitely have a monorail somewhere. Bunch of new policies. The district and policies episode will happen. I'm just waiting until we unlock a little more of them before we kind of spend a whole episode on it. We'll do kind of an early game policies and a late game policies episode. New buildings, lots of new and exciting transport hubs. The yoga garden, wonderful, which we were just talking about. And the metro intercity bus hub as well. Yeah, I think we'll place the yoga garden in first of all. Let's go ahead and enjoy that. So it's 1,600 a week, which is pretty mega. So a beautiful garden for practicing yoga or just coming out for a walk. Gives a small health benefit to people in the area, which is nice news. I've actually tried yoga. I do enjoy a bit of yoga myself. Maybe here? Okay, I'm not sure if that'll stay there, but we'll leave it in for right now. This will help our buildings level up as well, of course. Super, so this is what we want. We'll make this one historical. I'm just waiting for this one to come in as well. Actually, if we alternate the pattern, have one right there, leave a space. So we'll wait for those to come in, and then again, we'll continue to surround the lower suburb with the low density residential. And people coming through here as well. Is the cycle highway getting much use? Yeah, so lots of people cycling. So our flats are in right now. Unfortunately, one has generated as a different colour, but I don't think I'm too bothered about that. I think that'll be okay. I think they work out nicely, you know. It's a decent view from the town centre over here. A couple of little cafes in between. I'm liking the look of these almost like dual tram lines running alongside each other, you know. And some people switching between them as well, which is good to see. Yeah, kind of looking at the contrast in Green Cities neighborhood compared to a base game neighborhood, right? Much nicer, at least in my opinion anyway. Big fan of Green Cities. Yeah, so it looks like the cycling path through here is getting almost no use, which makes me think we should replace it. So I'm just going to head and hooked up the ring road into the neighborhood. You can see that our garbage trucks are using it to come back and forth here. But we can see the function of that a little more now. Park maintenance vehicle there as well. All our little service buildings and a couple of residences. Residents as well are also using it. So the ring road is working as intended, which is nice. The slope's a little bit steep, but I think I'm happy with it. It's not too bad. Also, it's going to head and box off a little road in here as well, so we kind of have a nice flat edge to work on. At the point here, you guys had some good suggestions. People were happy with the model moderation. Some people said run a theme park. kind of at the head of this little bit of land. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe we do some fishing along the shore at a different level to what's kind of on the top. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going to sit on that little peninsula just yet. Yeah, this is all coming together, I think. I think it's about time for some detailing. We've got kind of the bulk of our little Green Cities neighborhood in here. It's all kind of contained in with this tram line that's running around. You know, nice little pattern. But there's still a fair few green spaces here, right, that we need to flesh out. As always, we'll be right back. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, a like below is always appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. Relatively happy with the way that this area has turned out, and I hope you'll all join me in agreeing how different and varied a Green Cities neighbourhood can look compared to a regular one. It's just very lush and green, isn't it? It kind of, well, it lives up to its name of Green Cities, I suppose. I've also added in the alternate tram loop around the edge, although it's not getting too much use because there is just so many walking options around here. But I'm not too bothered about that. I kind of like the aesthetics of the tram in and amongst the Green Cities stuff. Hang around for the rest of the outro tag, and I'm sure this place is going to look wicked at night, as does the rest of the city. And you guys mentioned as well that you want to see more nighttime shots during the build, which I'll try and do as well. I might install the mod that lets you tweak the time of day rather than having to wait for it to come around just for the cinematics and kind of the different angles and stuff. But I guess we'll see. Otherwise, we'll leave it there. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.